Ahead of the Game podcast can explore potentially sensitive and triggering topics throughout each episode, including but not limited to mental health, physical health, trauma, addiction, and even death. If at any time you become triggered or impacted, please connect with your local resources or report to your local emergency room. Ahead of the Game is not intended to be a substitute for professional mental advice, diagnosis, or treatment. All opinions expressed by Ahead of the Game guests are solely their own and do not reflect the opinions of the Ahead of the Game host, Sage Elite Healing, or its team of professionals. Always seek the advice of your licensed medical professional regarding questions or concerns with your mental and physical health. Please know, there is help and you're not alone. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us with Head of the Game with Sage Elite Healing, our podcast here where we actually connect with like-minded individuals across many platforms and industries to really start introducing them, one, to how we do things and how we do our programming, but to see how they really actually interact throughout their world, throughout their lives. So I want to introduce our guest here, Mr. Chris Hubbard, 10-year NFL vet, currently playing with the Cleveland Browns. Chris, thank you for joining us.
Man, thank you guys for having me, man. This is a great opportunity, great time, and I'm excited to be here, man. I appreciate y'all.
So great to have you. And so I really want to, Chris, how we kind of do things at Sage Elite is we really focus on these different realms of healing, right? And we really focus on the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual components of every member that really comes and interacts with us. So I guess my first question is, and I know that you're in the middle of a season, and I know that when all you players are in the middle of a season, you might not be yourselves. And
That's true.
Gotta put that cape on your back.
Yeah.
So that first realm is the mental realm. So I guess as you're in the middle of the season, how are you focusing on your mentals? How are they doing?
Man, my mentals, they're doing pretty good, man. I know you guys know, like right now we're trying to make sure that we get back on the right track with winning and doing our thing as far as like making sure that we win games. But my mental capacity is at an all-time high. I feel like I've been in my best state like since I've been in the league, like really taking care of myself and really like making sure that I do the things that I need to do for my mental to stay on the right track. A lot of guys, kind of like handle their mentality wrong when it comes to the league and doing things of certain natures to try to help them cope. But man, I found a lot of ways to help me really stay in shape and stay in that mindset of being on the right track with my mental capacity. Like whether it's taking my time out in the morning times where I'm giving myself an extra 10 minutes before I even get up out of the bed, making sure I do some kind of meditation, to where that I'm prepared for that day. Because when it comes to this game, man, this game is stressful, whether it's family, whether it's football, whether it's friends, you name it, whether it's businesses, like you name it, man. So it's just to be at your best self, man. I feel like I have a great support system, man. I really do. My partner, really, we talk every day, man. My girlfriend, on our mental capacity and helping each other out. And I really feel like she's been a great help to me in my career and to my life right now, and to stay on the right track mentally. You know what I mean? So I feel really good mentally right now, and I think that as the days goes on and as the season gets harder, I will continue to take steps to be able to, have my routine down packed and continue to be able to grow.
Man, you're saying all those awesome words. Routine, that morning stuff. Brandon, you can speak to that. I know mornings make or break me too.
Chris, it's so good to hear you taking care of your mental during the season. I know I was thinking before we did this podcast, I'm like, I don't know if I can play football. Still be playing football and dealing with my mental health. That'll be very tough for me to do because some days, me personally, I don't feel like getting out of bed. I'm like, damn, we got practice. So I was thinking about you. I'm like, I just want to commend you for just taking care of yourself and just doing the things you need to do first before you even think about practice or think about your position or whatever you got to do. So major props to you, bro.
Man, I appreciate it. I'm gonna say this too, man. Like, football, I used to be so hyped on like, man, I gotta be like my anxiety, man. It was like to an all time high, like where like I'm thinking about practice before I even get out of the bed. Like you said, bro, like I'm thinking about the script already, you know what I'm saying, from the
The
night
play
before.
script.
All the play script, like, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm like, man, I can't look at that because I know for a fact if my mental is not intact, then I'm gonna be all over the place. So
Yeah,
I had to really find that, like you said, like that rhythm and that routine to make sure that, man, like I know I can't look at that because I'll be, my anxiety will be raised to the roof. I won't be able to sleep like that. So it's
yeah,
other things that I need to be focusing on. And now that I'm older, I realize that now. So
yeah.
it's trial and error through life, bro. Like I've, you know what I'm saying. So I've learned a lot through these 31 years already. So
I was gonna say, so how do you like just me saying I might not be in that mood, I might be in my funk today, but we have practice. How do you work through that to still go show up for the team, like even when you're not having a like such a good day, or when you don't feel like you know, just like when you're in one of your moods, like how do you continue to go?
yeah,
I know
I
you got
know
a why,
exactly.
I know you got a routine.
Yeah. So before we even start practice, I'm gonna be straight raw with y'all, man. So like how, and when you go in the locker room, all these energies are in one room. You know what I'm saying? So I take myself outside of that. Like I might step outside. I might just sit there or talk to my girl, and I talk about my day, tell her what's going on, and figure out, how can I be better. And then when I'm done talking to her or something, like I will just take 10 minutes for myself, bro. Like I might just go sit in
Yeah,
that bathroom stall, bro. Like I'm gonna be straight with y'all. Like I go sit in that bathroom stall and just put on my headphones and just like close my eyes and just like, man, I just start talking to God, man. Honestly, I started talking to
yeah,
God about this, like, man, God, I just wish I just asked for a great productive day.
strength.
I know the feeling that I feel right now, God, but when I take this step on this field, can you remove this feeling of not being able to want to? Just give me the energy that I need to be able to prosper, to be able to practice, be able to produce on this field. And literally, I say another prayer when I step on the field, just to continue to, what I'm saying, make sure that I'm in the right mood and a great state. Because, man, when you get out on that field, man, and you in excuse my language, in a crappy, shitty mood, it will show up on that tape, bro. Like, and you know what I'm saying. So I just want to like flip the switch, bro. Like every time I get on that field and just like whatever's going on, anxiety wise, mood wise, God, I just ask you to remove it. And then
Yeah,
it literally, God just uses me, man, like literally, and just makes me feel much better. And I just start moving around, man, honestly.
nice.
So, I mean, 10 years in the league, and you're feeling good. So, I guess, has it gotten easier for you as you extend through your career to focus on your mentals, or is it vice versa? It's gotten harder as you kind of get older and you progress through that career.
I'm gonna be honest, man. It's been hard, like the last 2 years, because I've had injuries. You know what I'm saying? So in 2020, I my patella tendon, like I messed up my patella tendon, and that was literally off my knee. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I struggled with that during the season, during that
That
year,
happened during
because
the season or preseason?
it happened during the season. Like we were playing
Oh,
New
okay,
York Giants. We were playing the New York Giants in November, and literally, man, the second play of the game, man, my knee just like gave out, just like. And that turf in New York, man, I just wish
yeah.
I wish they'd get rid of it. But long
I see
story
that on Twitter every week.
yeah, man, every week in New York. But um, like it has been a roller coaster ride, man. For these last 2 years, man, just battling through injuries and making sure my family is on the right track, different family and friendships, you know what I'm saying? So it hasn't always been where it is right now, always different challenges, different things that come, along this ride. But
Yeah.
I thank God, man, for like where I'm at today, because I saw a lot of myself being challenged during those hard times to mentally check in, to physically check in, to be emotionally being able to check in. I had to grow over these 2 years, and even until this day, man, I'm still growing and learning different things about myself that I had not learned before, and a lot of stuff that I'm cutting out of my life. Like a lot of people that don't even need to be in my circle, man, anymore because
Yeah.
they don't see the best, or they're not trying to help me to be my best self. I need an accountability partner, and I feel like accountability is everything, man. So I'm just weeding out the different stressors, that was once in my life that's not in my life anymore. And I think that has a lot to do with how your mental capacity can be too as well. Having these different entities, having these different people that's in your circle that's not even good for you, but they might be they're good one day, but then the next day they throwing shade or doing something behind your back that could be possibly potentially do some harm to you, and you just never know.
Right. Right.
But I just feel like now, man, I'm continuing to learn like boundaries about different things in my life that I didn't know, and now it's still a growing journey, man. It really is.
Well, I mean, you know said so. You said that word right there, battling, right? So when we're battling and we're kind of going through that, I mean, how were you emotionally going through that? We'll switch into that emotional realm, right?
Yeah.
How did your emotions follow all of that mental capacity or mental stress, I should say?
um, it was up and down, man. Honestly, I would have different highs and lows. Some days I'll be good. Some days I'll be honest, man. I'll be real raw. I'm gonna be real raw. Like some days I will find myself drinking to help me to cope,
Yeah.
feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, and in those moments, like I had some emotional moments where I had a lot of different thoughts going on in my head. Like, bro, like, should I be playing this game? Like, should I still be doing
Yeah.
this? Like, am I good enough to continue to go back out there and play after injuries? Like, constant thoughts in my head of man, make it like to see if I can still play this game. And I really have to thank my support system, man, for really having the time to be able to talk to me and to get me to where I am today. Because if it wasn't for my girl and my family, man, like I don't know where I would be, man. And then I have my son, man, and thinking about them, you know what I mean? It's just it makes you want to improve and do better for yourself, man, because you have somebody looking up to you. You have some people that are looking up to you. So it's like I want to get right. I want to be at my best self so I can be able to give this love that I have to them. Give my time to them. You know what I'm saying? So
Man, you sound so like you're super insightful. I mean, like you're super aware of what you're experiencing, how you're experiencing it, how it's impacting you. And I guess, for a lot of people that I work with, when they're getting impacted like that, they don't know how to get out of it. Right?
mm,
It's like hitting a
Yeah.
cement wall, and it's like, it's like you get hit, and it's kind of you're just like sitting there. So I guess what are some things that you kind of do personally for Chris Hubbard to kind of kind of challenge that
Yeah.
negative
What you doing on
self-talk?
your off day?
Yeah.
oh
What you
yeah.
got going on?
So literally on my off day, man, like so I'll go back to I'll go back home sometimes. Like now I go back home and see my family, see my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'll go see
Back
them
home.
to
Back
Atlanta,
in.
to Atlanta.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, I love
So
Atlanta. It's so awesome down there.
so yeah, like these are the people that I love, man, and they motivate me in every single way of my life. But also too on my off day, me and my girl, like we'll watch a sermon. You know what I'm saying? We'll watch a sermon. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Transformation Church, but we watch Transformation Church with Pastor Michael Todd, and not like we do things to make sure that we're staying intact with each other, and making sure that
Yeah.
our spiritual and mental and emotional health and mental health are in sync. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
we have conversations each day, like physically how are you doing, mentally how are you doing, emotionally how are you doing, mentally how are you doing. We break all those factors down each day, man, because I feel like the more that you communicate with your like with anybody or with your partner, the partner that you want to spend the rest of your life with, like the more that they know more about yourself, then you can really have there's so much open space for each other, you know what I'm saying, for each other. And I
Yeah.
think that's what the open space and the vulnerability of our relationship is. And I think that, you know what I'm saying, like as far as like now where I'm at now, I wasn't always vulnerable. I wasn't always
I was about to
expressive.
say,
Like,
I struggle with that.
bro, I wasn't always a communicator. Like I still every day still work on myself as far as like being a communicator, expressing my feelings, expressing how I
Just
feel.
being open about what you're going through.
Yeah, like because I would just hold everything in and just let it out on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that wasn't healthy. I realized that wasn't healthy for me. So now, like I'm learning how to talk my feelings out. I'm learning how to unravel all these things that I'm thinking in my head because a lot of times I could be thinking about some sick stuff, and I just need you to just hear me out sometimes. Just
Well,
don't,
that's what I was just
Yeah.
going to say. You know, I mean, I'm over here going like, that's great awareness. And you're like, yeah, I'm sitting here learning how to express my emotions. Like, that's dirty stuff. That's dirty work, man, to go
yeah.
through to learn how to do all of that.
Yeah, I didn't have that before, man, and now I do, man.
How did
It's
you
just
get to that point, Chris? I was gonna say, I know it took for me, just going through like COVID and like my own mental health journey, um, just finally understanding what I was going through. It took me a while to be able to get to that point to express it to doctors, psychologists. Like, how do you get to that point? I know I just got to a point where I was just too low. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
I gotta tell somebody to help me. Like, how did you figure out? How did you come about just being vulnerable?
Well,
So
totally, man. I think that when I was going through certain stuff, like I had a therapist. I opened up with my therapist, you know what I mean, with the team therapist, and trying to express myself. Then, like I had a whole bunch of emotions going on back then, but I wasn't as open. You know what I'm saying? Like I was kind
Still
of
kind
how
of
like
come?
closed in. You're still
shielded. I
closed
was
in and, yeah, set in cement.
because like I just felt like this person didn't understand some of the things that
Yeah,
as me like I was going through like at that time. So it was just like like I don't know if I can really be fully open like that and transparent.
yeah,
But it took, like you said, I think it took for me like the injuries, like through COVID, like through through those moments of being able to grow and have people to talk to and just like because I was doing a lot of other stuff to take up my time in that space. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I wasn't necessarily talking, but I was physically doing the other things
Right.
to cope,
Hmm.
with mentally as well. So it took me time, man, over those 2020, 2021. And when I'm gonna be honest, when I met my girl, like I really started to like she really showed me a lot of different things about being vulnerable and being transparent and being open. Like whatever you say is like it's okay
it's
to be
valid.
who you are. Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's okay to be who you are. So like to have that safe space and to have that openness, like it really shifted my mind. I'm like, bro, like I need to start rediscovering who Chris Hubbard is because at first, like, I thought it was like this man that can be just, I can just take on so many things,
I was gonna
but
say, I think that's what the NFL kind of makes you turn you into that person. Like, you kind of got to be that in order to even get on the field. Like,
it does, man. I mean, that's what they want from you sometimes,
if you
and
don't
it's
know yourself, yeah,
yeah, if you don't know yourself. But now, like, I know myself. I'm like, man, I'm be honest, man. If I, football is not who I am. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's what I do. Like, this is
it's a
something
beautiful
like
place to be, Chris.
this is something that like if I want done today, like I'm good. I love football, but like this is not who I
Man,
am.
it's so refreshing to hear you say that. I mean, I work with so many players that are stuck right there, my friend.
Yeah,
And helping them understand that football
And
is a
you're
part of the
playing and
path.
saying that, Chris.
Yeah,
yeah,
and you're still playing and doing that. That's really impressive, dude.
yeah,
It
yeah.
is, bro. 'Cause I know me personally, that's how I met Mark.
Mm,
Just I was a football player. That's all I knew. I've been doing that since I was 6. So I just thought Brandon Bossick, football player. That's all I ever knew. So when that shit was over, I'm like, damn, what do I do next? But I'm in a better place now because I know football was just part of the journey. That was just
yeah.
part of who I am. I still got that shit inside of me.
Oh
I
yeah.
still can do it.
Yeah.
I still want to play sometimes. I see y'all out there, but I know that's just part of the journey. There's more things for me to do, like speaking on mental health, talking to people like you. So,
Man, it's all a journey, man. It's all in your purpose, man, to help others out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I didn't know that for a while, but now I do.
Yeah.
I still struggle here and there. Like, what's my purpose? Like, why does God have me here still to this day? Because I went undrafted, man, and I'm still here. And like, it's just
yeah,
like,
that's what I'll say. Year 10, undrafted, man.
yeah, man. And it's like, I'm still here for a reason, to either be able to help the young guys out and be able to be that vocal person, like, to be able to let them know, like, mentally, bro, like, this is, you have to be intact mentally to know what's going on, to take care of yourself, take care of your mind, because if you don't, it can literally take you into a dark place. And I've been through a dark place before, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I'm here for a reason. Like, in this locker room, whatever it is, but I feel like I'm here
Yeah,
in this locker room for a reason, man. Still,
Right. Mm-hmm.
and whatever that is, I'm gonna continue to make sure that I'm doing it at a high level. You
Right.
know, whether
Chris.
that's
So
on
you
the
like
field.
the like on the team, you like the big bro, like people come to you for advice. Like I know you've been really open about your mental health. I know like you're really big on that. So like, how's that been for you? Just being in the locker room, just because like when I was playing, like I played from 2012 to 2016. Like people wasn't talking about mental health. Like no one was being
Yeah,
as open as us about it. So like, how's that been for you?
man, it's been really good, man. Honestly, like, I'm gonna show y'all the story. Like, I really had to. I had sat down with my teammates in front of the whole organization, bro. Like, and literally
And
told
team
them,
meeting,
literally in team meeting, and told them my story about
coaches,
mental,
everybody in there.
coaches, training staff, like kitchen staff, everybody from in the
Oh
organization,
man,
bro. Like, I
That's
literally
awesome. Wow.
when this year,
this
like
year,
when'd you do
like
this?
this year in
Okay,
training camp, like in training camp, we had, like, I literally told them, basically, the importance of mental health, man. If you're not on track with your mental health, then it can really affect you, not just from a mental space, but from a physical aspect too.
yeah,
Once you have all these things, like, if you're not talking to anybody, if you're not having anybody that you can really sit down and really get out your mind and really just sit down and have these conversations, man, you can really be in a tough space, bro. Like, cause we deal with so much. We deal with
yeah,
so much on a daily basis, man. As an athlete, as somebody that works a 9 to 5, like,
Yeah.
bro, we deal with so much on a daily basis, bro. Like, and I shared my story with them, just being aware and just making sure. I once told them, I was going through a tough space in my life, and I didn't want to play football no more. This was 2018, like, where I was like, man, I want to call it quits. But I stuck it out. I fought through my emotions. I fought through everything. I talked to the therapist and try to work myself up and try to work through those things. And I finally got better. But it was still trauma I was doing along those lines of, I wasn't going the right path, man. Like, with whether it was, physically messing with different people, and, like, just drinking and not taking care of my body in the right way, not getting enough sleep, all these different things, man, where it led me down a dark path, man. And just, I think me being vulnerable with my teammates and sharing my story, bro, like, I just feel like they understand me now. And, like, I really do
yeah,
have a lot of people come to me and they ask me, like, man, hey, like, how can I get through this situation?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, how can I cope? What are some things, that routines or things that can help me see through or see fit, man, to get over to the next level? And I have these conversations with them, and I'll be like, man, it's okay, bro. Like, literally, bro, like, you go through shit on a daily, bro. Like,
yeah.
express and be open, man. Because if you don't, like I said, bro, like, you're gonna go out here and maybe do something that you regret doing, bro. Like, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I just want to be that accountability partner for them, man, and make sure they're on the
You're
right track.
bringing up you're bringing up so many awesome points, and I have so many
So many
questions
good
for
points.
you.
I want to
Yeah,
jump in while you
I
talking.
want to. Yeah, and the one area I want to go for sure. I mean, you're a 10-year vet. You've been there
Hmm.
a whole decade, right? And you've really seen the change in mental health approach through the NFL. And I
Oh
have a
yeah.
I have a question for you because I work with, numerous players, former and active, and a lot of them kind of still report that they don't feel so much supported in the mental health realm by the organization that they're playing for. And I guess, as a 10-year vet, like, what's your take on that? Is it improving? Is there still some of these barriers? Of course, I work with players that share horrible traumas, like, they finally they got the awareness that you did.
Right.
They pushed through that vulnerability. They decided to go to the team therapist, went and talked to the team therapist, and they were released the very next day. Like
Mm-hmm.
some of these are some of the stories that I'm interacting with, and where a lot of players that I'm interacting with have a real big distrust of that
Mm-hmm.
component. And I guess, are you seeing
Yeah.
anything like that? And Brandon, maybe you can speak to that too.
Go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead, B.
I know, Mark. I know just from talking to players, like some players do feel like that.
Yeah.
Chris working for the league and having that shield on you. Some people feel like they can't just come to.
Right. Right.
Um, a team therapist or a person that is affiliated with the NFL. So some people feel like they can't. But
Yeah.
my personal experience is I've had people who've every time I've been vulnerable, it's been good. It's been all love.
Awesome.
But
Okay.
I'll let you speak on that, Chris.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say from the organization, with the Cleveland Browns, man, like I think it started with our head coach and our GM, man. They do a great job of making sure that it's a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
Like Coach Stefanski always has an open door policy, man, to where like players can come in there any moment. Like like you can go and hit to his office and sit down and have a conversation with him. I've had conversations with Coach Stefanski plenty of times of just telling him where I'm at in life, and he's been receptive of what I'm telling him, what I'm
Awesome.
saying to him. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you have an open door policy like that, where the whole organization is aware and know about mental health and how important it is, man, I feel like you can go play your highest level ever, man, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
the whole organization is make sure. Like we literally, I'm gonna be a transparent. Like we literally on Saturday mornings, we have a mental health check-in day where our Dr. Pandia comes in and he
That's awesome.
making sure that we are all well. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
a lot of guys have been to his office. Like he has an office like a down the hallway from Coach, and you can go in there and talk to him at any time too. So I think they do a good job. I can't speak for everywhere else, and I
Yeah. Yeah.
know
Yeah.
I don't know what a lot of other places are doing, but what the Cleveland Browns doing, what we doing, man, I feel like we're doing a good job on making sure the mental health is making sure we're talking about it.
Well, dude, that
That's
sounds
good
like
shit,
something
bro.
night
Shout
and
out to
day than
Cleveland
what I've
Browns
heard. Yeah. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns, man. That's awesome.
for sure.
Yeah.
Coach Stefanski. He was my tight end coach when I played when I went to camp with Minnesota. He's my tight end coach, so
Yeah,
he's a real
man.
Okay.
good coach. So it's dope to see him
Okay.
still
That's
pushing that and
awesome.
still leading you guys.
Yeah, bro, I love him, bro. Literally love him. He's a team coach, man, and I think he does a good job, man, making it aware, like he does, bro. Literally.
That's all you can ask for, bro.
That's true.
So switching into the physical realm, year 10, how's the body holding up? How are you, anything special that you're kind of doing for yourself, making sure that you're replenishing the cup, year 10?
Man, I'm literally making sure I'm stretching, making sure I'm eating right, making sure that
Right.
I am taking time for myself. Like even before when I go out there and warm up, before I go warm up, I have to make sure this body is warmed up because
You gotta put the
it don't
oils
move
on.
it don't move the same way
You
like
gotta
it
go
used to.
squirt some of that good old icy hot and all that on there.
Yeah,
Hot tub,
literally,
sauna.
literally, man. I have to literally warm my body up, sit in the hot tub, man, for like 10 minutes, get my body warmed up before
And it's
going out
cold
there.
there, I already
Yeah,
know.
oh yeah, it's cold here already. Literally, it's cold
Is
here.
it?
Like
Yeah.
we wearing long sleeves and sweatpants already out there at practice, man. Literally, for real. So, man,
Them good old days.
like I literally have to stay moving like around, like doing some jumping jacks, because like man, once I get cold, bro, like I'm stiff, man. I'm stiff. But I'm doing other things, you know what I'm saying, outside of just the building, just to make sure I'm foam rolling, make sure I have my Theragun, man, doing all those things to make sure my joints are intact. You know, I still to this day, like I still go in the training room, just make sure my body is. I might get lasered or something here and there,
Mhm.
but my body feels really good, man. From a physical aspect, like I feel really good. I think
That's awesome.
I'm not gonna jinx myself, but I think this is probably the best I ever felt in quite some time.
I'll say we're in week 6, Chris.
Yeah,
We're in week 6.
yeah, I know,
Week
I
7,
know, I
I'll
know.
check back in about 15,
But
16 weeks.
yeah, by that time it'd be like, boy, it'd be hard to get out of that bed. You roll over, you like, ooh wee, boy. Yeah, it's real. It's definitely real.
Are you, some of the things that I work with players on is after they transition out of the game, is they kind of lose that connection. What you're saying of like trying to drive the body, pay attention to the body. I mean, because let's face it. I mean, you've been putting the body through a lot of hell up until that point, and it's kind of like you
Yeah.
go on vacation, right? And I think, I hear a lot of players getting stuck in that moment. I also hear a lot of players that they have a lot of difficulty in understanding how to train. So they overtrain. They're still like powerlifting and stuff like that. So I guess my question is, are you, what are some of the things that you're doing now through that can keep that's keeping your body feeling fresh that you're probably going to use as you transition out of the game?
So now I work with my coach, with one of my trainers, coach here, and now that I'm older, man, I don't be trying to lift a lot of heavy weight like I used to, but I make
Mm-hmm.
sure that I'm getting what I need. And I think he does a great job of making and pointing me in the right direction. Like when it comes to squats, for instance, I might go over there and do leg press because sometimes I don't feel like pitting the
You want
weight.
to lower your
Yeah, I
back?
don't want to
Yeah.
put the weight on my back like that. So we might do goblet squats or sumo squats or something different to train the
Yeah.
area where the legs are still functioning. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing different things. Like instead of bench press, like I might do floor press where my elbows, like, cause I
Mm-hmm.
had elbow surgery. You know what I'm saying? So I do like different maintenance where that I might do floor press, dumbbell floor press instead of doing regular bench press. I'm still getting the same, workout in, but I'm not overexerting myself or extending myself to where I'm losing my muscle. I'm losing that capacity there. So it's different things now, like as far as like taking my vitamins, bro. Like I go all the way down from taking my sea moss and all this stuff, bro. Like I'm
Yeah.
making sure I take care of my.
Gotta talk about that, man.
Yes, man. The sea moss
Got to get one of those
is
7-day planners so you can pop the top and stay
yes.
organized. Yeah.
I take my joint vitamins. I take my sea moss. I take my turmeric, man. I take my maca
So
root.
you taking this supplements for your brain? You taking it in
Yes, man.
the
I
gut?
take ashwagandha, bro. I take everything to help my mind, man. Like literally, like L-tyrosine, like you know what I'm saying. Like I literally take stuff for my mental, bro. Like so, I'm
Yeah.
making sure the vitamins are there. I'm making sure I'm stretching. I'm making sure that I am getting working out the correct way, not in a crazy way. um, you name it, bro. I'm doing those things to make sure that I can still continuously play at a high level. So I think I'm doing a good job. I hope you know what I'm saying. I hope my coaches vouch for me if they watch this, but I think I'm doing a good job right now.
Bro, you're in year 10 and you sound like that. You're doing something right. You know what I mean? You're doing it right, my man.
Yeah.
Say what you like to do outside of football, like
Oh
not thinking
man.
about football.
So great question, man. I like to go on walks, different trail walks. Me and my like I said, me and my girl, like
In
we'll,
Ohio and Cleveland?
huh?
There's got the metro parks are awesome in Cleveland, man.
Whether it's here or when I go back to Atlanta, like we still find a
Uh,
different park to go to be able to to just be around nature. I feel like being around nature, that's another form of being close to God, man. Like it's just something
yeah.
so therapeutic about being
Mark
out in
love
the,
hearing that.
you know what I'm saying? Like it really
Yes,
is
sir.
just being so close to and connected to the nature, man, the birds,
The creator.
like literally, man, the trees, even the lake, man. You see the lake, man. It's all beautiful. Just the sounds and the sights to be in that nature is beautiful, man. I really do enjoy that, but outside of that, man, I really am a homebody, man. I don't go out of my comfort zone. Like I don't go anywhere. Like I love to listen to music. Like I listen to a lot of Christian rap now, Christian R&B, like different things to fill my mind up in a positive way. Like I don't listen to a lot of rap like I used to anymore.
Yeah, me either, bro.
Um,
Unless
like
somebody hit the weights, that's it.
yeah,
I don't need all that chaos and like I don't need to be that turned up,
no, I don't, man, because I feel like what I was
putting
listening
all that
to,
bad stuff.
yeah, what I was listening
Yeah,
to, I was training my mind to like really think that, man, this is some of the things that I need to be doing. But that's not
yeah.
it, man. It's not it. So I'm changing my ways of making sure that I'm staying on the right track. And what you see, what you listen to, is what you may, what I'm saying, entertain. What you may do. You never know. And I cut out I cut out playing the game a lot too. Like I don't play the video games
Video
like I
games.
yeah, I don't play the video games like I used to anymore. Like I started reading books, started picking up books and reading books. Like I
What you
got
reading right now?
I have this book now, Setting Boundaries and Finding Peace. Right now, that's a book
Oh
that I
yeah.
have. Yeah, that's a book that I have now, and I've
You read
been.
hard copy or audio?
Oh, this hard copy. It's a hard copy here.
Oh, you do hard
Yeah,
copies?
it's a hard copy. Here and there, I might do audio. Like sometimes it might be easier to do audio, but I listen to a
Yeah.
lot of podcasts too, man. Whether positive podcasts like pivot podcasts or spiritual podcasts. I listen to the
Okay.
pivot. I look at the pivot, here and there.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
I look at TBN, anything that's TBN with Ty Tribbett and his wife, like learning the
Yeah.
key aspects to marriage and restoring
Yeah, I'm big on
relationships and
that
stuff
too.
like that. Man, just feeding a positive soul, man. And those are some of the things that I do during my off time, man, to like literally make sure my mind is in the right place. So
Dude, it
yeah.
sounds like you're pushing me into the
The
spiritual
OG.
realm. You're pushing me into that spiritual realm, Chris, and I love it. I mean, and you're really right where I my belief is in understanding connection to nature and all religions. Everything that we understand our Creator to be runs through nature.
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, so I feel at peace when I'm up there, and it's very refreshing to hear that you utilize nature as well. I mean, that's a big treatment modality here for us. We have players come out to
Hmm.
us. We, get them hiking up, even put Brandon through 7 miles of the Rocky Mountain National Park in the middle of the
Oh
snow.
wow.
So,
I know that was awesome, man. I know that was a good time.
Man, we had like 6 or 7 players up there going through it. I felt like we was in training camp, Chris.
Ooh-wee. I
We
had
climbed
to.
up the mountain.
yeah.
Man, we had to put it together. We just had, you know how it is. You just had to
Yeah,
figure it
you
out.
have to. You have
Boys,
to.
let's go. So Mark had us out there, man. We just felt like training camp. So it was good to be around the boys. Just that teamwork.
Yeah,
It was a good experience, bro.
man, that's awesome, man. Training their
Yeah.
mind, man, and training the body, literally all in one space.
Well, it sounds like you're a very spiritually in tune man. So, and that's a huge other component to finding healing and wellness is being open to that spirituality component. And I guess, and you're even wearing the sweatshirt with sinner on it,
Yeah,
you
on the
know.
back it has forgiven. So yeah,
Oh, that's awesome, dude. So
yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. So, I mean, speak to me and everyone, how do you focus on your spiritual realm?
Daily, man, on a daily, like I focus on just, like I said, like taking time out in the mornings throughout the day, like where I'm talking to God, like our Lord, like you know what I'm saying. Like I literally have a conversation with Him, whether I'm in a good space or a bad space. Like I'm always trying to talk to Him and make sure that I'm in the right space. Like God, like whatever this feeling, like I said before, whatever this feeling may be, can you just protect my heart, protect my mind to be in an
I'm gonna
all
start using
time?
that one, Chris.
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna start using that one.
it helps, man, and I think it just gets me calm, man. Like it literally gets me calm. Like God, like when I pray to Him, when I do my morning sessions, my evening sessions, and in the middle of the day, man, it just helps me to be calm.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna take it to another step, man. Like I know when I was going through my injuries and stuff, when I was battling through those things, it was a tough time where I didn't really hear from God like how I hear from Him now, and I felt
Yeah.
like God had like failed me, put me through all this stuff, and like why is this happening to me? Like bro, like what did I do to deserve this? But it's just like this is something, man. I need you. You know what I'm saying? Like he was calling me to
Yeah.
him. He was calling me to him, but I wasn't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yep.
trying to be on the field. I'm
Until
trying to
you
be
need
able
them.
to, yeah. Like I wasn't trying to do that, but it was just like, man, I need you to sit down in order for you to be where my child again. I need you to hear
Yeah.
from me. Like I literally had this battle, man. Like of finding him again, and I'm in a space now where he's everything that I need, bro. Like every single day, like looking at my dear God book in the morning to help me to encourage me through my day. Um, Me and my girl we have different conversations, as well as I talk to you about the sermons. Like we watch the sermons
Mm-hmm.
that I take in, and I take notes here and there. I don't take notes all the time, but of just what I can go back and listen to through the Bible, what scripture he may have had in his notes or the sermon that really stuck out. I may go back and look at the scriptures there. But man, my spiritual man is I want to get baptized again, man. I really do. Like I was baptized when I was 11 years old, 11 or 12 years old. I can't remember, but I'm in a space now, man. I want to get baptized again, and I want to give everything to him, man, because he deserves it all, man. He's died on the cross for us and like shed his blood, man. And how can I repay him but just give my heart to him, you know? So like that's where
Yeah,
I'm at in life, man.
it sounds like you have an
And that's what I was
amazing
gonna say.
relationship with your creator, and that's something that as a therapist I'm trying to drive all my clients towards, really helping them understand that you need that connection. You also need to understand the component of surrendering to something larger than yourself.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
It's very true.
being able to accept that at the same time.
Yeah,
There's the
you
other
have to
component. I got to
you
accept
have
it.
to accept it in your heart, like you really do,
Yeah.
man. And that's a huge because he wants you to make sure that you believe. I think about believing is everything. Um, Whether you go to heaven or the other place, heaven or hell, man,
Hmm.
you have to believe in something.
Hmm.
So I just really feel like, man, I don't know, God got my heart, bro. Like that's how he
Well,
does.
I mean,
Chris, it's so
go-
good to hear you say that. I was gonna say because I remember just when I was at my lowest, coming out of my deep depression. That's the only thing I had. I remember just wake up in the morning. I just pray every day. I work out, pray. I just God, because that's the only thing I had. Like it was out of my hands. Like what I was going through, I couldn't help myself. So I just had to pray. So it's so good to hear you say that. I know that's the first thing I do. Get up, I read my devotion, gives me something to set my day with. Because my
Yeah,
mind, it's all over. But as long as I go to my devotion, that's gonna give me something to think about other than myself. And like Mark said, surrender to another or higher power. So
I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
start my day with that, and I continue throughout the day with it.
It sets the tone, man.
I mean, I spent a majority of my life when anytime somebody would say surrender, I'd kind of do this. And I think we kind of
Mm,
all emotionally and subconsciously kind of do that.
yeah,
We kind of start to go into that defensive mode and be like, I don't surrender to anything.
yeah.
And that does definitely holds a lot of us back in finding health and healing for sure.
It does. That's very
Chris,
true.
I also wanted to ask you, I wanted to spend some time on your foundation, Overcoming Together Foundation. Okay. I wanted to speak to you on that. I love nonprofits. Tell me, what is the focus of Overcoming Together, and what's the outreach?
Okay, overcoming together is basically built on mental health, man.
Awesome.
And starting this foundation, man. I do a lot of stuff with cars. I love cars, and I wanted to do something also too with mental health because I feel like when I get inside my car, this is a whole breakdown of like what I did for my rallies and everything that I did for what I do for overcoming together and giving back to the mental health community. Like when I get inside my car, like I have a Hellcat. Crazy as it is, I love cars. I have an old school too. But when I get inside my car, like it's something therapeutic about just taking a drive, man. And sometimes I might just punch it here and there. I'm not gonna lie, like it's just like a relief. Like, ooh, man, that felt good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
that engine, that power. And so, like, having the rallies, man, and having other people and out and reaching to other people you don't realize, man, how many people are going through things.
Yeah.
And so, creating this whole overcoming together, like I feel like we can do everything together and we can overcome it together at the same time by encouraging one another, challenging one another, holding each other accountable, having things to do outside of ourselves and giving back to the community and in so many ways that we can, because so many people battle with mental health, mental issues, and we just don't know it until we have these conversations. And so, like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for me, it was just like, man, like overcoming together is gonna always have a safe space where whether we're doing something with cars, whether we're doing something with turkeys, giving out stuff for book bags for kids, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
be able to make sure that we do our part and make sure that we are looking and making sure people know that how important mental health is.
Yeah.
So this is a part of the organization, man, the Overcoming Together and what we stand on. And we really just an organization that just believe in helping each other out, helping others out, man, and bringing them along together.
No, that's a really interesting creative combination there. I mean, as a therapist, I'm always trying to tell people you got to do something with your hands. Like, find something that is purposeful for you. Move your hands and work with your hands. Try to keep the brain moving and stuff like that. And, even like being a mechanic on a car in a garage, that when you're sitting there with music on, I mean, I come from Youngstown, Ohio.
Hmm.
I grew up with a lot of friends and family that's what they did. They worked on cars. And to be honest with you, if you ask them about mental health, they'd be like, "What are you talking about?" Because they didn't even understand that working on the
Hmm.
car was their form of coping. They wouldn't associate the two. You know what I mean?
Therapy, man,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
therapy they didn't
They,
even know that existed, man. It's happening right there,
yeah, might be a little bit more expensive, but you know,
Facts. It is. It really is.
you
But it's
know,
helping. It's helping in some way.
yeah. Okay, well, I mean, any? Do you have overcoming together? Have any upcoming events that you'd like to inform us about?
We're working on things right now to get
Okay.
ready for this next year, and then we'll be doing some things like later this year. Like I'm trying to do a turkey drive to get back to the community here. But on a bigger note with mental health, man, we'll probably be doing more things in this upcoming new year that's about to approach here soon. I know with the season, like we try to do so much stuff, but I'm definitely into the cars. Everybody pitting up the cars here in Cleveland because it's getting colder. So, man, I'm gonna have to wait till the
Bringing out the
summertime come.
trucks.
Yeah, bringing out the trucks now. So I'm gonna have to wait till the summertime to really bring back, over like more rallies and things like that.
Dude, speaking of cars, one of the greatest things that I learned about when I moved from east to west is the cars don't rust out here. They don't put salt on the roads.
They
You know what I
don't.
mean?
They sure don't.
Yeah.
But up here they do, man. They
Oh
really do.
yeah.
Like it's oh man, don't even get me started on that because I had to take the truck whenever it does start snowing. I'm gonna have to take that truck like every other day to get that salt off there.
Let's get it sprayed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't need
Yeah.
that salt
It's
to just
pretty
stay
thick
on
up
there.
there, dude.
Yeah, yeah. It really
So,
does.
Chris, what's next for you? I know you're week 6. You got a lot of stuff coming up, like you were saying, with overcoming together. So, what's next for you?
Oh man, literally.
How many more years you got in you, Chris?
I don't know, man. Like I say, like I'm gonna take it one day at a time, man. Lord willing, my body's
You gonna
holding
walk out
up.
on your own terms?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out on my own terms, man. I'm not letting
Yeah,
I'm not
good
letting
shit.
nobody else do it. No, I'm gonna leave it up to me. And if it's not meant for me to be here no more, then it's hey, look, let's do other things. Let's do other things in life. But
Okay. What you got next? Like, what you thinking next? What's after football for you? I know
uh,
me personally, that's what I struggled with. I didn't have nothing. I didn't graduate college at the time. I didn't have my purpose because
yeah.
football was over. So, like, what's next after you for football?
So I have my LLC and in my restaurant business that I have that
Oh, nice.
I don't have it yet, but it's C Hubs up in smoke. But also too, man, when I'm
Ooh,
done, man,
nice.
my girl, she's an interior designer. Like I really think that I'm gonna be helping her out with her interior designer business. Like I really want to be a part of that. She's really creative and super smart into that deal, man. Like I just want to
Yeah.
be able to help in any kind of way that I can. And she's been having my back for so long. and I just want to repay and be able to be that
Return
person.
that favor, got to.
You know, so like I really do want to be able to be in her life and help her out in the best way that I can in her business. And you know, who knows, man? Airbnbs, like I have all these other things in mind that I want to do.
You done with football? No coaching?
I don't know, man.
You want?
She asked me the same thing. She like, maybe you might be a coach. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to put on no hours like that. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
I've already put in numerous of hours already, man, and I just kind of want to I want to live. Like, I want to be able to wake up and
Okay.
not think about, oh, what are we gonna do today? Let's get better today in this area.
Yeah.
Let's get better here. Like, what, you know, like I want to be able to create
Make your own life. You want to
own.
turn it. You want to live your own life.
Yes,
Enjoy life now.
I
Not
literally do.
grind, not hustle.
I literally do, and I work out 3 days out of the week. I already got it in my mind. Like 3 days out of the week,
Yeah.
we gonna hit the weights. We gonna, you know what I mean. We gonna go on walks. We gonna do all these different things and take care of the body. I feel like we
You
already got a
already set
plan,
it up.
man. We already got a
Hey,
plan set in mind, bro.
well, you ahead. For real, you ahead of the game because
Yeah,
a
for
lot
sure,
of
man.
players don't have that plan. Don't or don't know when it's going to end for them. Like
Yeah,
you just some players, you know how it is. You don't know when your last call is going to be, and they don't have nothing to fall back on. So
that's very
it's so
true.
good of you. It's so good to hear you be ahead of the game, Mark.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm over here going, huh? Like, because, you know, and I mean, it's such a pleasure to talk to you, Chris, because, you
For
know,
sure.
I work with a lot of men that come from that industry
right.
in that game. I mean, because it's not a game. I don't see it as a game. And the things that I hear these players go through, it's not a game at all.
It's a business,
It's much,
man.
it's much deeper than it's a profitable business of war. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's,
it is.
you know, so there's a lot there, and I just want you to know I want to praise you because, you know, your energy is peaceful. It sounds like you have everything in line. It sounds like you have your system and your routines down. And I just want to let you know, man, you have
A
a lot of
support system.
yeah. I mean, you have a support system, but you also have like and you know, you have a lot of good guiding lights to help a lot of other people, man. And it's seriously an honor to talk to you.
Man, I
Thanks, man.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Literally, like I want to get out there too, man. I've heard,
Yeah,
I've
come
seen a
out,
lot.
man.
I've seen a lot. I've you know, looked at the website, man. You guys are doing amazing things, helping, you know, healing and helping our athletes and such people you know, people day to day. You know what I'm saying? So, man, y'all just keep doing what y'all doing, man, and
For sure,
it's
bro.
very impactful. It's very impactful, and I know it's gonna, you know, change people's lives ahead. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I
Yeah,
appreciate this opportunity, bro. Like, and I pray to God that we're able to continue to do more, you know, here in
yeah.
the future, man. You know, so who knows?
Let's stay connected, and definitely, I want you to come out here. I want to bring your girl out too, man. I'd love to have her come out too, and get you guys going up into those mountains too. It's magical.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
Sir.
It'd be a good trip. I think it'll be maybe probably be a healing trip too.
Off
So,
season.
Oh yeah,
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 for sure, for
Off
sure.
season. As soon as off season can get
Yeah,
yeah,
done, we can come.
that'd be
yeah.
awesome.
We have a lot of stuff coming up into the spring and off season for like intensives and retreats for players and wives
Yeah.
coming up too. So I'll get you the information and stuff.
Okay.
But my
That
man,
sounds good, man.
I appreciate your synergy. I appreciate your, you know, you talking and taking the time out of your busy schedule to meet with us today, dude. I
Of
appreciate it.
course, man. Of course, man. Like I said, I appreciate
Sure,
you
Chris. Thank
guys,
you.
man. I thank you for you guys, man. Literally, I do. I do.
All right, and hey, good luck out there. Please take care of yourself.
Mark didn't tell you he a Browns fan either, Chris. He from Youngstown. Huh? He diehard hard Browns.
No, he told me. He told me. Like he told me.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he told me
I
about
didn't.
not that
I
part, but he told me about the house divided,
Mark.
man. The house divided in his
yeah,
house. You
yeah.
know.
From
He
Youngstown,
born
man,
and
it's
raised
either with or
in
without you,
Youngstown, Mark.
man. With or
I
without
It's
you,
in him,
bro.
Chris. Don't let Mark fool you. He got
I
that Youngstown in him.
Well, to be
look.
honest with you, I was actually raised a Cowboys fan. I was raised a Cowboys fan.
Oh,
My dad was a huge Cowboys fan, and one day I was like, wait, I've never been to Texas.
yeah.
You know, I had never
Like,
traveled there. Like, I'm not from Texas. Why am I repping somewhere where I
where
don't
you
have any of my
haven't been.
people living? I can't rep somewhere where I don't have anybody living. So that's when I was really like, okay, I got to go Browns, because I also didn't like the Steelers because all their fans are kind of
Oh
cocky,
yeah,
and
yeah.
especially in
I know.
Youngstown.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
I know exactly where you're coming from, Mark. I do. I do.
Oh
Trust me.
man, Chris, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Like I
See
said,
you, Chris. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all too, man. Good talking to y'all.
Okay. Until next time, my friend.
All right, brother.